Hello, my name is Tami Lewis, and most of you don't know me. Who am I? I am a speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business called Joyful Mom. I am a lover of essential oils and a lover of Jesus. Most of all, I am a mom. And why am I here today with you? Because I have a passion for moms and their well-being and their joy in their home. And so I share with you today because I have something that I think you will find very interesting that can help your family run smoother, have less toxins in the home, and bring a lot of joy into your household. So that's what we're going to do today. I am here to share with you essential oils. And yes, I am very passionate about them. Let me tell you my story and why I'm passionate about them. I am not one that has this death to life story. I don't. I have a mom story. And so I know some moms who have that death to like literally have that story. That's not me. I have my mom's story. So let me share it with you. I was younger and it was back in 2000, early 2010 or like 10 to 13. I started to realize that my children reacted to red food coloring. So, the red dye 40 that goes in things. I would give my son Gatorade when he felt deplenished. Like he would be out all day running, right? He was little. And when he would get home or when we would get home, I would give him a Gatorade because I thought it replenished the electrolytes, right? I was being a good mom. What I found out was as I gave him things, I started noticing he had a horrible reaction to red food coloring. Now, horrible. It was very subtle. But I noticed it because my normally very happy child and kind of a yes, mom type kid would turn into defiant and would turn into chaos. And I noticed that his character would lessen. It was crazy. Like I really had to note and watch and go, am I just imagining this? But time after time, I started seeing that red food coloring would affect his ability to function properly in a calm manner, in a manner that was a normal kid, right? He was very hyperactive after those times. And so I went, oh, wow, it is the red dye. And I started taking that out about 2010 or so. I started going, okay, let's get rid of red food coloring. And as I did that, I noticed a drastic improvement in him. Back to the happy child, I would, after we'd run outside and play, I would give him a glass of water and really make sure that he was replenished that way, or maybe a glass of milk, and do it a little more naturally. Well, during that time, I started going, okay, this is working. What else? What other toxins am I putting? Like, I didn't think of red food coloring as a toxin at the time. That wasn't the verbiage that I used in my head. But it really went through the process of what else am I putting in his body that's bad for him? And so I started doing a little more natural things. I am by no way means a crunchy mama, although I love them and I wish I could be better like that. I do. I love the crunchy mama lifestyle. But anyways, that's not who I am. And we're good. But what I noticed was one day my son got a cough, right? I had two children at that point, and one of them had a cough. I went to the store to buy like the over-the-counter stuff, the stuff that's bright purple. And I looked at it and went, hold on, the dichotomy of this. This is bright purple. My son has a cough. I'm trying to heal him, but I know the red dye that's in this is horrible for him. So I went through this. What do I do at that point? How do I heal my son and help him feel better without putting this stuff that I know is bad for him? Well, praise the Lord, one of my girlfriends smelled beautiful at church. Like she always smelled so good. And I'm like, what in the world are you doing? Why do you smell so good? And she's like, oh, I use essential oils. I'm like, huh? What are essential oils? Like I literally had no clue what essential oils even were. No idea. And so she goes, well, if you want to hear about them, come over to my house. I'm like, okay, I'm in. And so my mom and I actually went over. And it was super casual. She just sat down with me, kind of like I'm sitting with you. She just sat across the table with me and started explaining what these little drops of oil do. I was floored. I'm like, you're telling me that instead of cough syrup. I can use essential oils and I'll get the same effect without the side effects? And she's like, yeah, I do it all the time. And she started telling me how she used them in her home. I was blown away because I grew up on Tylenol, Sudafed, and Robitussin. It's just what we did. It's what I did when my kids were little. It's what most moms do, right? It's not necessarily bad, but there was a better way. I was floored. I had no idea. So I purchased a starter kit right then and there and started trying them. And it was a journey. I'm going to tell you, there was a journey involved of learning how to use them, what they were for, learning what worked with my body, what worked with my kids' body. And I started exploring this whole realm of essential oils. And that's why I share with you today, because it literally changed how we handle our health, how we handle our emotions, how I handle my kids' hormones because they're now teenagers, how I handle this stuffy nose that I have. My kids are like, Mom, you're going to teach a class with a stuffy nose? I thought you share Young Living or share essential oils. I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm using my oils. So let me tell you, yes, I have a stuffy nose right now. Totally do. And I'm totally videoing this for you. Why? Because I want you to understand that they do work and that they are a different way of handling your physical well-being. The allergy season right now, I live in Germany. It is horrid. I mean, people have puffy eyes. They can't function. They look like this. And I looked like that. And I actually tried the allergy medicine. I slept for 4 days straight on that allergy medicine. It was horrible. I couldn't function. I couldn't cope with life. I literally slept for 4 days straight. And then I went, oh, it's the allergy medicine. So then I went back to my essential oils. I'm like, okay, let me use these during the day and then do like a quarter of a pill at night of the other stuff. Because I needed to work together. My body at this moment needs that. And that's okay. It's not that you have to go all or nothing. Right now, currently as I'm videoing this, I'll totally be transparent with you. I am on allergy meds at night. But you know what I use during the day? I use my essential oils because I can function. It doesn't have the side effects that the other stuff has. Yes, I have a slight stuffy nose, but my eyes aren't watering. I'm not drained. I'm not coughing constantly. I'm not sneezing all the time. Oh, I was sneezing 30, 40 times a day. And so you see, I use those because the side effects are nothing. They're literally next to nothing. And so that's how I balanced it as a mom. And remember, I'm sharing this with you as a mom. I'm a mom with oils, and that's what I like to share. So let's get into, that's my story of how I started. I started going, let me explore this and see what I can supplement into my home. And she gave me this great reference book and I was able to look it up. And later I'm going to tell you a story. In fact, in tomorrow's video, I'm going to tell you the story of my first aha moment because it was crazy amazing. Like I loved it and it sold me that this stuff works. So what is an essential oil? An essential oil you see in these little bottles, right? You see them all over. You see them at Walmart. You see them at Target. You see them in the grocery store. Like literally they are all over the shelves. And most of them are marked 100% pure oil. But then if you read them, they say, not for ingestion. Do not put on your body. Do not diffuse them in the air. You're like, what am I supposed to do with this thing? Most of the oils that are out there are not coming from a reputable company. With all transparency, I use Young Living because I have looked at them and gone, what company literally has the best quality, the best efficacy, meaning they work the best results, and a company that cares, literally cares because they are farmers. They are not brokers. And I came up with Young Living. Now, when I tell you this, you are free and clear to choose your company. I am not going to push my company on you. I do make a profit from Young Living. Full transparency here. If you purchase through me at the end of this 3-part series, I will make a profit. I'm all good with that. Why? Because I do share because I love it. This company, Young Living, has made a difference in my life. And I hope and pray it makes a difference in yours. But I'm going to tell you how to look for a quality company. A quality company will own their own farms. So there are other companies out there. Please be aware of that. But a quality company will own their own farms. And when you call them up and say, where do your oils come from? They will know exactly what farm that oil comes from. They will, because they are farmers at heart. There are a lot of oil companies, like I said, at Target, Walmart, whatever. They put the oil on the shelf and they are called brokers. They literally just buy a vat of oil from somebody and bottle it up. The FDA regulates that only 5% of that bottle has to actually be essential oil. So when they put on the label 100% pure essential oil, they are saying that because at least 5% was oil. They can then fill it up with additives and fillers. Yes, I'm not kidding you. They literally can. So when somebody comes and says, well, I buy a bottle of peppermint that's this big for like $5, please know that is not 100% pure essential oil. It's not. So look for a company who literally puts 100%, the entire bottle is essential oil. Another thing I looked for in a company was no pesticides or herbicides. Think about that. If you're trying to go toxic free, you're trying to get pure quality oil, and yet they grow their plants with pesticides and herbicides, you know what's going to get in your bottle? You're getting those toxins in your bottle. You put them on your body. It now absorbs into your body within 21 minutes. It's throughout your entire body. So yes, make sure your company does not use pesticides or herbicides, and that their farms are completely organic. Young Living's farms are literally have been organic for 50 years or more. That soil has not been touched by a pesticide or herbicide for 50 years or more, or else they won't plant there. Because it's been proven that even after 10 years, there are still toxins in that oil or in that ground. Sorry, I like tea, if you don't know that about me yet, because some of you don't know me at all. Okay, also, please make sure that they are testing for purity. Quality testing to make sure that each oil meets the standard. There is an actual standard for a pure, a pure peppermint. There is a standard that should be met, a graphical testing standard. And if they are not meeting those standards, if their standards are not according to the standard of society, of the oil industry, it's not a pure oil. So, okay, those are things that I looked for in a company. And yes, like I said, Young Living was it. They had met all those things. They have their own farms. I've literally gone to the farms and talked to the farmer. Do you know you can actually go to a Young Living farm? You don't have to make an appointment. You just show up and you can talk to the farmers. You can see what they're doing. They'll show you the process. They welcome you because they're so transparent. Yeah, love it. So that's how I found the company I went with. Again, there are good quality companies out there. Please do your research. That's what I found. So if you don't want to do research, you know you're getting good with YL. All right, so what is an essential oil? This first part of my series is literally, let's talk oils. Let's find out what they are and why you use them. What is an essential oil? If you look at this bottle and you open it up, you drop it on, you get a drop, right? Oh, am I going to get a drop? Oh, shoot, really? Don't you love it when you're like filming for somebody and nothing comes out? Let's keep going. Okay, here we go. This bottle has everything in it. Okay, did you see that? Now this one happens to be blue. This is Valor. This is one of my favorite oils. Oh, it just smells so good. This is Valor. That drop right there that you just saw on the second bottle that I did, that drop, yeah, this one just happens to be empty. I've used it all, is the lifeblood of the plant. Literally on a plant, think of a flower, okay? Think of a thing of lavender. When that lavender, let's say, gets a cut in it, or something comes and knocks it over and it breaks the leaf, right? The stem. There is oil inside that plant designed by God. And that oil is the healing part of the plant. It literally goes to that break in the stem and starts healing that part of the plant. That is what your essential oil is. It is the lifeblood, the living part, the healing part of your plants. And they bottle it up. They literally capture it from a plant and bottle it up for us. Now, that oil likes biological functions. It really likes living beings. And so the frequency of the oil literally tries to match or to harmonize with your body function. And your body goes, I like healing. And so it goes, I'm going to match with the frequency of the oil. And together, when you put, like, let's say I just put Valor on, that's the one I just put on. Valor has a frequency. Every living being has a frequency. So Valor's up here, right? If my body frequency is lower, my body frequency goes, oh, I like the frequency up here. I'm going to try and raise up to that frequency. And your body starts naturally healing. Now, what doesn't happen is most times your body doesn't go whoop and just immediately go up. Over time, it starts raising to this frequency, healing your body, both emotionally and physically. It's crazy how it works, but that's what an essential oil is. And so when we're dealing with our kids, we can literally use these oils for their emotions, for their physical well-being, because your body wants to be in a state of wellness, especially kids' bodies. Truly, theirs heal very quickly, as we all know. So that's what an essential oil is. It's the lifeblood of a plant. Then you have your fatty oils, your olive oil, your coconut oil, your grapeseed oil, those type of oils. Those are the seed of the plant. Those are meant for the next plant. So those are where your flowers come from, your fruits come from. Those are your fatty oils. We use those with essential oils to dilute them. Because sometimes when you put on peppermint, some people experience it as a hot oil. It's like, oh, that kind of burns or tingles my skin. You can dilute it with the fatty oil. So you put a little bit of coconut oil in your hand. You go ahead and put your essential oil in. And then when you rub it on, it slows down the rate of absorption. It doesn't stop it. Your essential oil is still just as effective, but it slows it down. And that way it doesn't get that hot sensation. So one word of warning, people ask me like, okay, I'm afraid to use essential oils because I don't know how to. I'm going to go through that next. But the warning before we even start that is if you're ever afraid that it might be hot on your skin or on a child's skin, just dilute it with a fatty oil. Grab a grape seed, a coconut, an olive oil. I personally use coconut oil just over the counter. From the grocery store, I buy an organic coconut oil and use that to dilute the essential oil. And then you're safe. You really are. Now, don't get them in your eyes, please, or inside an orifice. You don't want to put them up where it shouldn't belong or in an ear, inside the orifice. Why? Because those are very sensitive spots. And those will create that heat sensation and be hard to get a fatty oil in to dilute. So we keep them away from there. If you do ever get them, I've gotten them in my eye before. And I literally took the coconut oil, just rubbed it on my eye, and all was well. All right, so that's the one word of warning. Other than that, play with them. They're so much fun to see how your body will react. There are 3 ways to use an essential oil. Are you ready? The number 1 way is aromatically. These pretty little diffusers, I love them. When I bought my kit, it came with a diffuser, and I started using it right away. And so this diffuser, it's super simple. You take off the lid. I usually use 2 hands, and you fill it with water to that red line. Then you put your essential oil in. You usually use like 3 to 6 drops, depending on how big the room is, how much scent you want. You can manage it your own. If you are not someone who likes a lot of smell, put 1 drop in. You'll hardly notice it. If you like a lot of smell, 4 or 5, right? You can create your own aroma in the home. Then you put this little doohickey back on. You put, this one's hard to grab with 1 hand, this little doohickey. Ah! Totally just did that in front of you all. I'm not even going to delete it. Nope. That's what you're going to get on your video. My lid's over here. Hang tight. Oh my gosh. Isn't that funny? I threw my lid. Okay. Oh, that was loud. You're going to be like, what is she doing? Crazy mama. And then you turn the little button on. The aroma comes out. But what people don't realize is that is one of the best ways to get oils into your system. Right now I have a diffuser going over here and I've got this oil Raven in it. Why do I have that in? Because I've got a stuffy nose and it's helping me talk without feeling so much like a snuffleupagus. What happens is that oil, the molecules come through the air, right? They're super tiny. They get into my nose, into my olfactory system. It's literally cleaning out my nose as we speak, like into that olfactory system. And then it gets into the limbic system, direct correlation to the brain. This is one of the best ways to oil up, is put it in a diffuser. Now, I will tell you, one of the best things I use it for are my emotions. I put in an oil called Citrus Fresh or lime or lemon or joy, and that oil goes into the home and my body feels better. It goes into my limbic system, my brain, and my brain goes, oh, I like that frequency. Remember the frequency? And so my brain goes, oh, I'm going to raise our level, and my emotions take a leap forward. It's amazing. Okay, yes, I totally just threw my diffuser in front of you. Oh, you got to laugh at life, right? Okay, the second way is to use it topically. Remember, I just used Valor topically. I put it in my hand. I put it on now. Honestly, I used it both ways. That's topical, right? I can then put it on my arms. I can put it on my neck. I can put it on my forehead. But I also used it aromatically. I sat here and took a deep breath of it. You see, that's both ways. Now, be careful with any oil that says don't use topically. It is not pure. It is not quality. You should be able to use your essential oils topically. Okay. People then ask, and we'll be talking about this, where to put them. That will be in tomorrow's video. Exactly how do you apply them? Right now, just know that there's 3 ways to use your oils. Aromatic, that's the diffuser I threw. Don't throw yours around. Topically, that's just putting it in your hand and rubbing it on. A good massage. You can use it for massage oils. Fabulous. And then the third way, and this is again a sign of a quality company, is that you can ingest their oils. Most quality companies are going to have a different label for their ingestible oils versus their topical oils. Now, I will tell you, the oil in this one, this is lavender. The oil in this lavender and the oil in a bottle of lavender also comes with this type of label. They are the same. But what it does for you, so there's no difference. You could ingest this one as well as this one. But what it does for you is it helps you feel confident of, oh, if lavender comes in the white bottle, I know I can put it in something. I can drink it. I can eat it. One of the ones I use a lot for ingesting is peppermint. You know how I use it? Right here. Peppermint is in this water right here. I did hot water, a drop of peppermint because it's super strong, and then I did some honey. I actually have a lavender honey that's really good. And that's how I make my tea. So I ingest them. Another way you can ingest them are with these. These are clear vegetable capsules. Let me show you one. They are literally just little capsules, and you take them apart, and I put oil in them. So, you know, my allergy thing I've been doing, lemon, lavender, peppermint, those are all ingestible oils. I fill 3 drops of each. I put a little coconut oil in it so that it coats my stomach. I put the little lid on and I take it. Yeah, take it. It's great. Why would you use it that way? Because it gets into my system really quickly. And sometimes I don't feel like oiling and smelling like lemon, lavender, peppermint day after day after day. I want to just put them inside my body and let them do their work. So I ingest them a lot. Some companies you cannot ingest. So please be careful to, again, quality company. With that, do I walk around? I get this question a lot. Am I going to smell? No, you're not going to smell. It's a good question though. It really is. Because like I just said, I don't feel like smelling like lemon, lavender, peppermint. I will have that scent for probably 30 minutes or so. So I tend to oil up about 30 minutes before I leave my house. You don't have to. I oil up all the time in the car on the way somewhere. But then I do notice someone goes, "Ooh, you smell good," which is all good, right? But sometimes if I don't want to have that aroma around, I'll just oil up a little bit before I leave the house. Otherwise, I do get a lot of compliments on it. But it is not a strong smell. Very clearly, it's not a strong smell. It's not. So those are the ways you use essential oils: aromatic, topical, and ingestion. I use them all three for my kids and for myself. They work great. Mama, I just want to encourage you. This journey of essential oils is amazing. It really is. It changed the way we dealt with our health. It has changed the way my kids take care of themselves. They, instead of going, "What do I do? I don't feel good," they go to my oil rack and they go, "Hey, Mom, which oil is good for this?" And they'll take care of themselves and they'll oil themselves up. They have learned to listen to their bodies, which I love. I was never taught to listen to my body. I pop a pill and symptoms go away. But now we go, okay, what symptoms am I having? What do I want to go away? How can I deal with this? And it helps you to go, oh, I can deal with this in a pure way without the side effects. My kids and I always laugh at those commercials that say, oh, take this and your diarrhea will go away. Okay, great. But then you're also going to have vomiting and what are like the side effects are like, and shivers and shakes, and you're going to sleep for 2 days and you might die. We're like, no thanks, I'll take the diarrhea. And so we've learned to go, oh, well, if my stomach and my digestive system isn't doing good, there's an oil for that. And it doesn't have the side effects that the pharmaceuticals do. And again, remember, I'm not against pharmaceuticals. I use them, but I use my oils as much as I possibly can to deal with a situation first. And then if it's a dire need, I go, okay, thank you, doctors. Praise the Lord for doctors. They're wonderful. But if I, as a mom, can care for my kid at home and I can help them get over that cough without that red food dye, then I'm going to do it. God bless. Tomorrow, we will actually go into my favorite oils, which ones I use and how I use them for what symptoms. So you're going to get a lot of my testimony tomorrow, exactly how I use them in my home. So stick around. Thank you for being here. God bless you. And you're a great mom. You're doing awesome. I believe in you. I really do.